They did it. They actually did it. Hot Toys have finally reissued the Mark 46. Let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to take a look at the Mark 46, the Chrome Stormtrooper and the Stealth Suit Cap that were announced yesterday from Hot Toys. So obviously they're all 1/6 scale figures, they're all Hot Toys, and we've kind of seen them all before in one shape or form. So they're 2.0s, they're definitely 2.0s, they're not straight reissues, they don't say reissue on the box. I think they're going to be like the Iron Man Mark 1 and Mark 3 where they're actually going to say 2.0, or even if they don't say 2.0, they are slightly different, so they're not straight reissue, they have some improvements or bases and stuff, and we're going to take a look at all three of them. Obviously, we're going to start with the Mark 46, and the word on the street is the Mark 6 reissue guy, who is, I have to say, I admire dedication and consistency in a person, but that guy is extremely dedicated and extremely consistent. They've actually done it. I like to think he influenced their decision too. Apparently though, he's not happy about the head sculpt, and you know what? Yeah, I kind of get that too. Let's take a look at this guy. So this is obviously the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Mark 46 from Captain America Civil War. It's a fantastic looking suit. I'm not going to pick it up because, well, to be honest, it's basically the Mark 47, and I really like gunmetal in general, and I like the gunmetal look, and I have the Mark 47 and pairs so well with that Spider-Man Homecoming Deluxe, the blazer, and you know, you've heard me talk about that before, how much I love that, and they just pair naturally well together. But like, this is just, it's a nice looking Iron Man. It's, you know, kind of has that pre-nanotech look. It obviously has kind of a nod towards the kind of classic look, which would be basically red and gold. It's kind of a lean looking suit. I did notice that about the Mark 47. I think this actually looks slightly leaner even because of the red paint. Darker colors tend to make you look leaner. So let's have a look at this. Comes with a base as well. So flick through some of these images. It's a great looking suit. One thing I really like about it is that battle damage swap out part on the chest plate, because obviously, you know, if you've watched the movie, if you're watching this video, I assume you're a 1/6 scale collector, I assume you're a Hot Toys collector, I assume you're an MCU fan, and you've watched Civil War. That's a lot of assumptions, but I'd say 99% of the people watching this video probably have seen Civil War. And that damage at the end that Cap does, that's a pretty cool battle damage part, because it's a straight line across. It's very, you know, it's exactly, you know where that came from, basically. You know it came from Cap's shields. That's a swap out part. Doesn't come on a head sculpt, which I find really unusual, but I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep both kind of types of collector happy. The ones that have it, that don't want to reissue, and then the ones that don't have it and they want to reissue because they missed out or whatever. So it's not a straight reissue. It's a fantastic looking suit. I liked it in the movie, I like it here, but I cannot justify getting another Iron Man apart from that Mark III. I believe that is going to be my final Iron Man. Yeah, so we'll see how that works out, but yeah, I can actually add that phrase to episode 2 of SH1T Collectors Say. If you haven't checked out that video, it should be basically it's that. There's a photo up there, look for that thumbnail. I'll put a card up there as well, or a link, and you can check it out as well. So Stuff Collectors Say. So it looks good. I do like the color combination. I like the leanness of it. I thought the movie was great. I'm not gone to the base. It kind of looks like debris and rocks and junk, which, yeah, it's kind of what it's supposed to look like from that final battle scene between Cap and Iron Man from Civil War. But I just think I kind of like the Mark III one better. I know, like, you know, it had the Ironmonger and stuff like that, but I think that's a bit more creative maybe. So it comes with these blast effects for the hands and the feet for the flying effect. It's interesting the way they include that with the Mark 47 and the 46, and they kind of pick and choose when they include that, and all Iron Men fly, so strange. Yeah, it looks super. I really like this pose. That's a kind of a cool way of displaying it. I haven't seen, I presume it's a waist grabber it comes with. I mean, it wouldn't make sense to give this guy a crotch grabber. He's too heavy. Just flicking through some more of these photos. I haven't too much to say about it, really. It's a nice suit, but I mean, there's a lot of nice suits that are out there that I pass on. Like, let's be honest, like, I get the Mark V before that. I'm not getting the Mark V. I get the Mark 7 before this. I'm also not getting the Mark 7. I'd probably get the Mark 1 because it's so different to the other Iron Mans. I mean, for me, having that Mark 6, which is my favorite, it has that kind of what I think of when I think of Iron Man, especially the MCU, those kind of earlier movies. It's a guy in a suit. It's not the leanness of nanotech, and I think the nanotech is cool now, but I prefer the, you know, the guy who stands into the suit, and it's like a real, like a suit of armor, a tank around him. It's like he's wearing a tank. It also has the classic look of the red, the gold, little bits of silver. I think the triangular arc reactor is my favorite. It's a bulky enough suit, not as bulky as the Mark 7, but still kind of has that kind of nice, you know, bulkier than nanotech, but maybe not as bulky as the Mark 7. You know, I've got the quarter scale Mark 3. I'm going to pick up, I actually pre-ordered the Mark 3 special edition with this, the crushed up Mark 3 helmet. I actually ordered that from Lion Rock Toys because I'm going to do a review from them. Yeah, it's like I find like a lot of people, we're not pre-ordering as much. My pre-order list is shrinking, which is great because you're kind of clearing the field a bit. But my wish list, figures that I know I'm going to get that I haven't yet ordered, is getting longer and longer. So I had to really trim the fat on that. Otherwise I'm going to get stung with you know, 3 or 4 of these things dropping and I haven't got them on payment plan or haven't got a deposit. So yeah, I contacted Lion Rock Toys and they give me a nice deal so I can review the figures. So that's good for them, good for me. They get some advertising. I get a cheaper figure, and also I really like making videos anyway, so I don't really care. So yeah, I ordered that Mark 3. Have the quarter scale Mark 3, have the Mark 47, which essentially is this, but like, even though this is a better film than Homecoming, I really like Homecoming because of Tom Holland and that particular suit. So yeah, this looks great, but I'm not going to get it. And the fact that it doesn't have a head sculpt, that definitely would sway me. If I was thinking about getting this and I saw it didn't come with a head sculpt, I'd probably nearly go back and pay the price. And that Mark 46 will probably hold its value now as well because it has the head sculpt and the bruised eye, which is, it's fantastic head sculpt. And like, how many head sculpts do you have with Tony Stark with the bruised eye? Like, even like I have the Mark 85 here and he's got a few cuts on him, but he doesn't have a black eye. So that looks super though. I love the way like this is the exact same as the Mark 47. These kind of like missile pods are revealed, and you know, I think they're the kind of like the ones that kind of scatter out from kind of like flares almost. Even like the hands on this, the shape of the hands are kind of a lean looking design. The arc reactor is kind of cool, not quite circular, not quite triangular. I love that image for any Iron Man, just the back of the head, the neck and the shoulders. It just looks cool. It's very like, it's kind of like that Bane angle that you see a lot from The Dark Knight Rises, when he has a mask on, he has his top off and you see the back of his traps and stuff like that. Tom Holland was pretty jacked for that film. So yeah, I just like that angle. I think it's a good angle for photography. Yeah, I really like that swap out battle damage part though. Again, I like this photo here as well. So this is just like right up my alley. So you have one part of the figure in focus, nice and sharp. You have that rocket coming out of the pod here, but then the rest of the figure you can still see, but it's slightly out of focus. I love that style of photography. Simple, effective. The base, just, I know it's supposed to look like rubble. I know it's supposed to look like, you know, building that was damaged during the fight that they were having, but it just does nothing for me. A very underwhelming looking base. Taking a quick look at everything that he comes with. Obviously the battle damage clean chest plate and swap out battle damage chest plate with the battle damage arc reactor. Some swap out pieces here, they can be clean or they can reveal the pods just like the Mark 47 had. I hope the magnets on this are better than the Mark 47 because I had to return some of, when my Mark 47 came, some of the magnets, the glue had come loose. So those swap out parts had actually fallen off because the magnets, the glue that holds the magnets to the panels is actually just very, very weak and loose. So in fairness, I actually got that one from Sideshow, contacted them, they asked me to take a photo and they shipped it right out, no problem. Like, you're not going to get that type of customer service for Toys Wonderland, let's face it. Like, I call it like I see it. Like, you get the drop down troopers and I'll buy from them every time, but yeah, you're not going to get the hand holding that Sideshow usually provides. Although Sideshow kind of landed themselves in a bit of hot water there recently with that just taking people's money without the email that we've got so used to. Your item is shipping soon, your item will be charged soon. Very unusual the way that they glitched that. Anyway, I'll take my tinfoil hat off now because I don't know what actually happened there. Okay, so yeah, so look, this looks good. This looks good. It's a Mark 46. It's a fan favorite. It's a fantastic looking suit. I'm gonna pass on it because I have other suits which are just too similar to this. Yeah, let's take a quick look at that stealth suit cap. Question for you all: if you're going to comment on this video, what I'd really like you to answer is this. When you saw this was branded Endgame and you saw Captain America stealth suit Endgame, did you immediately think the stealth suit wasn't in Endgame? Because that's exactly, you know, I'm going to hold my hands up here, that's exactly what I thought. Because when I read the fine print there, and they kind of knew, Hot Toys knew people would be kind of like confused by this, so in the description it details where in Endgame this suit actually appears, and it's when at the start of Endgame they go and find Thanos and Thor, spoiler alert, cuts his head off. So he was actually wearing the stealth suit there, whereas I just thought it was the Endgame suit because the scene is quick, it's a bit dimly lit in that kind of hut they were in. I just thought it was the Endgame suit. But this is actually the Captain America stealth suit, which did feature in Endgame, and very unusual because we all thought we were done with Endgame. Bit ironic the way it's called Endgame. I think Riley Reviews pointed it out on my live stream yesterday. Also, this head sculpt looks like the prototype Endgame head sculpt, because I remember the prototype images for the Endgame head sculpt aren't as good as the actual product. The product turned out better than the prototype images, which I love when that happens. Often it doesn't, but this looks like the prototype images for the Endgame sculpt, which is a bit unusual. But then again, if it turns out as good as the Endgame, it doesn't make a difference because they're essentially the same movie no matter what suit he was wearing. This suit is again a fan favorite. Flicking through it, I think this first appeared stealth suit, I believe. It's the ship scene, and I'm trying to think, was that Winter Soldier? Or no, that was Winter Soldier. That ship scene come on, Winter Soldier. It's one of the best movies in the MCU, I have to say. And that stealth scene on the ship, very cool. So that's where he was wearing this particular suit. So obviously, actually, first of all, take a look at everything he comes with. He comes with the Infinity, the gauntlet. I do not recall him wearing. Now it was a stretch. I definitely don't recall him wearing the stealth suit, but it's true. It was Screen Accurate who was wearing the stealth suit at the start of Endgame when they went to get Thanos. I do not remember him holding this gauntlet. And is this gauntlet? I can't tell if that's actually gnarled and battle damaged, because I remember like that wouldn't make sense anyway if you picked it up then, because if you remember, when Thanos destroyed the Infinity Stones using the stones to destroy the stones, he had this like, the glove, the Infinity Gauntlet was like all melted like that. So I don't think the fingers could actually open up, so he definitely didn't hold this wearing this suit. And again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below. Maybe it's a cutscene. What else does he come with? He comes with the shield, obviously, not the stealth shield, but I suppose that wouldn't make sense. I'm trying to think. I don't think he had the shield either. At that stage, he'd had a falling out with... Yeah, he'd had a falling out with Tony. He didn't have the shield. In Infinity War, he had the vibranium shields that T'Challa gave him, or the Wakandians gave him. So I don't think he had the shield at that stage either, which is a bit strange. So, the proportions look good. The suit looks good. I do think the head sculpt looks better in the mask than here, but I think that the head sculpt, I think they're using old prototype images. I think the head sculpt will actually be, I don't think you have anything to worry about. The suit looks good, the proportions looks good. I like the kind of brown gloves. So he comes with a bunch of swap out hands. He comes with the base. I kind of like the design of the base, but I wouldn't use it anyway. They're doing this thing where they zoom in on the boots instead of showing accessories and a belt. Wow. And you have the Peggy Carter, is it a compass? Then with the little picture he has of her, which also came with the Endgame version. Yeah, this to me doesn't make sense. I think people who are crying out for a reissue of the stealth suit would be happy with this, even though it's not a straight reissue. It's the Endgame version, but the shield and the Infinity Gauntlet being here don't make sense to me. So I think they're clutching at straws here a little bit. Again, in case you haven't noticed, this is a pass for me as well, because I have one version of Captain America. It's the Endgame version. I think that's the best one to have. I really like the suit. It's from an iconic film. It's when he first says Avengers Assemble. He first wields Mjolnir. It comes with Mjolnir. It comes with the shield. It comes with actually a kind of a real dirty kind of a muddy looking shield, which I really like, and you know, I prefer battle damage. I'm looking it up here on the shelf. Comes with obviously the broken shield and the pieces as well that break off it, and it also comes with this like Peggy Carter thing, which I never really use anyway. So this is a pass for me, but it's not because it doesn't look good, it's just because I don't need it. I gotta stay in my lane and put money towards releases that make more sense to me. Even though the shield, he doesn't have the shield at this point in the movie, and even though he doesn't have the gauntlet, that's a very simple pose, character pose, and it does look good. Like just the pop of color of the gold and then the pop with the shield, it looks very well up against the stealth suit, I have to say. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. Not everything has to be screen accurate or a comic book accurate or canon accurate. You can do what you want. It's your collection at the end of the day. Simple pose, but a good pose. I like that. I think I heard people saying the articulation is going to be better in this one. I haven't had the stealth suit, so I don't know. And I like the way you can put the shield on the back. That's pretty cool. Can you put the shield on the back of the endgame one? I think you can. I just can't remember. Articulation looks good here, if you can actually do that. Yeah, that's basically it. Going to take a look at the third one now, which is the Chrome Stormtrooper. I'm a trooper collector, and I'm not getting this. That should kind of tell you something. I don't fall for these gimmicks. I didn't get excited about the chromed Death Trooper from Star Wars Celebration. I didn't get excited about the chromed Clone Trooper. I'm not excited about this. I don't have the Porcelain Trooper, the Gold Trooper, the Copper Trooper, the Chocolate Trooper, the Low Fat Trooper. I can't believe it's not a Trooper. For me, if I'm spending this amount of money on a piece like this, I want it should be on screen on a film, movie, or like a TV program that I love, that I have a connection to. And look, does it look good? Absolutely. It looks great. It's a Stormtrooper, check, and it's chromed out shiny. It's not that it doesn't look good. Stormtroopers obviously are iconic, and this version here, it does look classy, it does look tasteful. This could be just like, I could see people like getting this as a gift. If someone's like a diehard Star Wars fan, but they're not necessarily a collector and they're just working their office, and someone gets them like just a piece for their office, you know, a little symbol that they like, you know, Star Wars trilogy or something. This would be a really cool piece to get, just, you know, be kind of classy, be in your office and just have it just next to your, you know, workstation. I think that'd be kind of cool. So yeah, it definitely looks good. All of those figures I've mentioned do look good. Maybe not the Porcelain Trooper, but I suppose if you are going down trying to complete this line, you have all the Chrome Troopers and all those other troopers that I've mentioned, that would look cool in a display. But for me, there's so much good stuff out there that the battle of what you want versus, or what I want versus money and space, I'm always going to bring it back to the stuff that I love. There's a lot of things that I like. I pass on a lot of things that I like to get the things I love, and this does look good. It looks very cool. Even I like that pose. I like the short blaster that he has, and then the kind of longer blaster as well. There's nothing wrong with this. It looks great, but I can't justify it. Now apparently these 3 releases are only available in China. Now I'm hearing mixed reports. Some people are saying no, you'll be able to get it from Sideshow. I typically don't panic over any of these things anyway, because you know, we've seen this before, like where, you know, oh, you won't be able to get the Arena Fett, and then, you know, pops up in Sideshow, pops up in loads of different Hong Kong based resellers. So again, I don't know. I'll wait and see. I'm always skeptical when people say, oh, this is an exclusive, you can only get it from this retailer, or you only can get it in Hong Kong, whatever. I'm always very cautious. So no, look, the 3 of these, 3 easy passes for me. But they all look great. It's just, so if you are excited about this, I'm not trying to rain on your parade or anything. And anyway, you shouldn't listen to me anyway. You should do what you like, because you're the one who's going to go to work. You're the one who's going to earn your money. You're the one who's going to save and put your payment plans in place or whatever. And you know, everyone's so different. So yeah, look, if you like this stuff, I'm happy for the people who like it. The 3 of them look good, but they're passes for me. That's the end of the video. If you want to support the channel, first of all, if you have clicked the subscribe button, massive thank you I really appreciate that, and you're helping me grow the channel. So I'm going to leave it here. If you want to support the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know if you're picking up any of these or not. Also, if you can remember that, did you get a bit confused that the stealth suit cap was branded Endgame? Because I certainly totally missed that. Also, follow me on Instagram and follow me on Twitter. That's it. that's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.